Welcome back to the Central Valley Buzz, everybody. I'm your host, Chuck Leonard. Our next guest, a good friend of ours here on the Buzz, and a good man. Let's bring in Chris Moran. How's it going, buddy?
Good, Chuck.
Solar Negotiators. You guys are killing it, aren't you?
Oh, we talk to a lot of people.
Yes. I hear and see your name everywhere, and everyone I talk to that have used you, they're just super happy with what you guys are doing.
Well, we love hearing that. That's for sure. That is the coolest thing a client can do for us. Give a good testimonial.
Whenever somebody says that, I go, have you ever really just sat down with Chris and just talked to him not about solar?
Sure.
Because he's easy to talk to about solar because he really knows his game. And he's got a good game to talk about. But I go, he's just a cool guy anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that you guys treat your customers kind of like friends. Huh?
We are. Our clients become clients for life. After they go solar, we don't disappear. I get phone calls from, hey, can you help my brother go solar, to, hey, Chris, can you help me understand this? Or Chris, how do we add more stuff? Just general stuff. But yeah, I'm just a guy who threw solar on my house several years ago and said, this makes a lot of sense, and I want to help other people do it the smart way, and here we are today.
Is solar changed a lot in the last few years?
It's changed quite a bit. Pricing has come down as much as 70% just in the last 6 years. Efficiencies increased because of the federal tax credit, and that's extremely valuable, and the California rebates that were in place from 2006 until 2013. The monies that were put into the industry really stirred competition. So a lot of money was put in to manufacturers and contractors. Really, it has jump-started a new industry, and it makes a lot of sense. I always go back. There's right and wrong ways to do solar, but it's an exciting industry to work in.
When you say people call you to add on, what does that mean?
Hey, Chris, we got an electric car and we got a spa. And the solar we had was enough for what we had before, but, we want to add. How many more panels should we add to accommodate for this?
Is that easy just to pop on a couple more?
You really got to go through the permitting process again. You got to let the county or the city know. You got to let PG&E know there's going to be generating more power. So
you guys do all that for them, right?
We assist the contractors in doing that. We're not a solar contractor. We do construction management services for the contractors, administrative tasks, all the things that don't require a contractor's license. We take that off the contractor's plate so they can do what they do best, which is install and back the warranty.
And that kind of leads right into how they save money by using you guys.
Absolutely.
Tell them how you do that.
Certainly. So, contractors, they send 6 to 12 projects a month, and they got to market, they got to pay their sales guys, they got to pay their overheads and their rents. And so they have to build in a certain amount in their projects to cover the overheads before they even start making profits. So what we've done is we've kind of switched it around. We take all the risk of marketing and helping customers understand their options, and the contractors give us downtime on their schedules that's empty anyways, and we fill it up for them at 60-70% lower on the install cost, because the business is literally just being handed to them. So they don't have to spend any money. There's no risk. And then once a project starts, you got to run permits to the permit office, and you got to do the utility interconnection paperwork, and you got to pick up the checks, and you got to assist with the financing. All those things are time consuming. So we take that and we do what we do efficiently for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 projects at a time, and all the contractors have to do is design the system, permit, and then put it on the schedule for their install, go install it for a couple days, and back the warranty.
You know what I'm hearing? I talk to a lot of real estate agents. You know what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
That the people with the solar on their house, when they sell their house, they're getting back every penny of what they spend.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. But they already took their tax credit.
Exactly.
So they're like double dipping.
It's like printing money. It really is. Yeah. Because if you buy a solar system, your average monthly power bill is $300. That is a debt for the rest of your life. You are never going to get away from that. There's not a mortgage principal balance that you're paying down and someday you're free and clear. No, you got to pay it for the rest of your life. So the solar system eliminates that. So now I'm $3,600 a year in the positive. Okay, and so my cost of living in that house now goes down. So if I'm out buying a house and I'm in the market and I see 9 houses I'm interested in, 2 of them have solar, I'm going to be way more interested in those homes because my mortgage payment might be $1,400 when I live in that house, but this house is, power bill payment might be $400. Well, it has solar. I don't have to do that, and I can get the solar as part of the purchase. That's a dream. That's a dream come true. And the person who bought the solar initially, if they live in the house, let's say they paid $27,000 for the system, they get a $9,000 tax credit in year one, and every year they're eliminating $3,600 in bill. That's only a 5.5-year payback. Right. So if they move in 5.5 years, but the system will last for 30 years. So if they've avoided $20,000 in electric bill in 5.5 years, then they sell the house, and when you sell your house, you say, accepting offers with and without solar, seller of house considering removing system and taking it. So it forces the buyer to assign the value. Hey, I'll give you $200,000 for the house without the solar and $211,000 with the solar. You just made $11,000 back on your initial purchase.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Now, how long until the solar systems going on these homes are going to go 100% PG&E free?
That is that's a big question I get all the time. And there's a difference between battery backup systems and off-grid systems. Right. So a battery backup just means, hey, when my power goes out, I want to have power. Then there's off-grid systems. Hey, I don't need the PG&E grid. I have it. Now, there's a big difference in how many batteries you need to run your entire house off of just solar and batteries. That is a different monster than just saying, hey, I need enough battery power to keep my refrigerator running, a few lights, and a few other minor items. So it's coming. Elon Musk and Solar City and Tesla, that's their next big. They've already released that's what they're going to start doing. For me, I tell people, yes, you just bought solar, you got 30 panels on your roof. It sounds great. It's already producing power. Why not have a battery there? But it still makes more sense today to get a solid fuel generator backup if you just need backup power. So to answer your question, I would say it's a few years away before you start seeing that more, and it's just because of the cost.
You know what tweaks me?
What's that?
My grandmother had a General Electric solar radio in the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they had this technology working a long time ago. Yeah. And instead, I think that the power companies just pushed it aside.
Well, it was so expensive back then, it wasn't efficient. And really what drove solar forward was NASA. How do you get power to a satellite 200 miles above the Earth? Well, you have to have a renewable source of energy. And so back then, where solar these days, contractors are installing it at $3 or $4 a watt DC. Back then, it was literally $1 million a watt.
Wow.
I mean, just astronomical numbers. I even heard a story as well from one of the biggest distributors of solar equipment on the West Coast back in the 70s. They were at some kind of technology show, and this guy had some little toys and things that were solar powered, and he had solar modules, the panels you see now, obviously very inefficient compared to the new ones. They were sitting behind him, and the guy said, "Oh, what are those?" And he says, "Oh, there's no application for those. We can't find any, real application to use those modules." Well, now we see solar panels growing on houses all over the place. So it's come a long way.
Wow. Solar Negotiators. I got to say, if you guys are thinking about solar, thinking about saving some money while you're doing it, Chris Moran, thanks for coming by.
Absolutely, Chuck.
What are you singing at the game?
Oh, my goodness. I will be singing at the Grizzlies game, I believe, on July 17th. I believe.
You make sure you let us know,
all
okay?
All right, I will.
All right, because we all want to go and cheer you
All
on.
right.
Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break.